So that's what my plan is tonight, is just to show you what I've been sewing over the summer. And some of the projects I've got finished and some are still ongoing. And some are garments and some are serger projects. So I might as well start with the serger type stuff for most of you that like the serger. Well, it's all serger. I mean, I just add a bit of sewing. So I bought myself, I hate carrying a handbag, but I need to carry a handbag because I need all the things that go in it. And I have cut down. I mean, I used to have a suitcase as a handbag. And now I like small, you know, I like something that isn't overwhelming. And I purchased a bag, same make as I'd had before, and I could only get grey, and I didn't really like it. And it has so many zips in. And although I try and put things in the same place, I still find it very confusing. So I decided, you know, that's silly. Why don't I just make myself a bag that suits me? Okay, so I haven't made it for everybody else. I've just made it for me. If you're interested, let me know, but I made it for me. So first of all, I did it in cave colors because that's what I do. So here it is. And as I say, it's just a small bag, but it has a pocket in the front here for my phone. And I was going to Velcro that to shut it, but guess what? There's a world shortage of Velcro. Now, I bet you never knew that till you saw me tonight. Apparently, Joann's hasn't had a Velcro delivery since December, and there's some problem with it. So anyway, that's the pocket that I would put my phone in and put something on there to secure it. I haven't done that yet. And then there's a zipper here that goes into another big pocket there. Well, it's not big, but a pocket where I can zipper it up. And I actually used flat lock wave to put the zipper in, which I thought was quite cute. And then you open the bag and it has the same inside, the pocket to put pens and things in, and then a zippered pocket for my credit card pouch. And then the back is just plain. I made the braided straps and I made it super long. So normally I don't make it. I just use the width of the fabric. But this time round I made it so that it comes down on my hip because that's where I find it comfy. Okay. And obviously I wanted to secure the straps. So they are very securely attached to the bag. Okay. So I made this. And of course I like it. It's cove facet. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's probably a bit busy for my average handbag. So I had, which I purchased earlier this year, and I did use in that quilt that I'll show you at the end, it's the Marcia Durst fabric, which I really love. Isn't that really cool? I mean, it's got so much interest in it, I didn't need to do very much. And I did exactly the same thing, except I put the zipper the wrong way around, but that's okay. And I really secured these straps. And by doing that, I sewed them in and then I secured them down here. So when you open this up, it actually doesn't open all the way to the top. And it has the pocket inside, just the same as this pocket. But isn't that cute? But it's not so much that it's cute, but it's, you know how I went through that thing of getting organized? It's organized. I've got pockets and it's not too big. And it's comfy enough just to throw it over my shoulder and wear it on my hip. So if I'm out teaching or if I'm somewhere like that, sometimes I don't always want to put my bag down and it's comfy enough just to stay where it is. So that was my small bag and I really like it, especially in this Marcia Durst fabric. That's kind of really my thing these days. Isn't that cute? So I don't see any questions. So that was one thing I did for me, you know, I wanted a bag for me. And then, of course, I've made all these t-shirts. In the online club, I was going to do underwear. And then somebody said, oh, that's boring. Why don't you do a t-shirt? And I thought, you know, there are simple t-shirts out there. You don't have to be a garment maker to make a t-shirt. Okay, there's nothing complicated about this t-shirt I've got on, which is the one I'm teaching. So I made it first of all in one of my fabrics just to test it out. I have actually made the pattern before. It's longer at the back than it is at the front and it has a built-in sleeve. Now, that's really good for me because I'm very narrow shouldered. So when it builds me out a bit, it makes me look a bit better balanced. Okay, so that's one I made in this fabric. And I did this neckline on the serger. Okay. So then I decided that in the class, ahead of the class, I'll do a class on using the knit woven binder to put binding on. And I actually used the very small one on this, which actually probably wouldn't do again. I'd use a slightly bigger one. But this is the same shirt. It takes no time to make. You just sew up the shoulders and the sides and put the neckband on and hem it. It's dead quick and easy. And isn't this fabric fabulous? This fabric is Spoonflower. That's an online company where lots of different designers go. And the fabric is digitally printed. So I don't know how well it's going to wash and wear, but I don't care at the moment. It is expensive, but I'm worth it. That's what I say to myself. I'm worth it. So I bought that in these fabulous colors. I do tend to find that knits tend to be pastel and flowery more than they are bright and vivacious like this. And this is the cotton jersey. I think it's 60 weight or something like that. It's the lighter one of all the jerseys they offer, the cotton with spandex that they offer. And I just love the fabric. So I made that one. It is quite a long t-shirt, and I decided I needed a t-shirt dress, and I really don't I don't do fancy anymore. You know, I like fairly plain. I like busy fabric, but I like fairly plain. So I made the dress behind me, and it is. What's nice about it is it does actually have a bust up, which is a big deal. This doesn't, okay? So you're going to get excess fabric around here, which drives some people crazy, but it doesn't bother me. And but this one actually has a bust up. It has a zipper down the front here, and it has a nice high neckline. So it's a little bit smarter than just any old t-shirt dress. And I still have to finish it. I have to hand sew the collar down and do the hem. But I really like it. And again, it's that Spoonflower fabric. So I'm just looking to see if I've got any questions. I think you're all just watching. So that again, that Spoonflower, it's not cheap, but as I keep telling you, I'm worth it. That's what I keep saying to myself. Every time I want to buy something that's expensive, I'm worth it. Just have to convince Richard. But yeah. So that's that dress. And when I cut that out, I had enough to make the same t-shirt again. And yes, I do make the same t-shirt lots of times because I know it fits. It's quick and easy. I can do this in 2 hours or less. And this one I actually made shorter because I didn't have enough fabric to make it as long as the others. And I'm fine with that. And this one, I just used the serger to put the neckband on because I'm teaching that in a couple of weeks, and it's good practice for me because so often I do use the knit binder. But I like both methods, okay? I like both methods. So yes, that is my knits. I did actually make this one in another fabric just to test it out, sort of, you know, like a toll. And that's this one. And I haven't yet finished it. Can you see it? It's got a green zipper in. It's just a little bit heavier than I really want to wear, I think. But I will finish it and wear it. It's an okay colour on me. It's a little bit pastel for me. But yes. And then in the works, I have an orange skirt I'm making, which is a skirt with shorts. And also a sweatshirt, because a lot of you are asking for a sweatshirt class. So I have that to do in the next couple of weeks. Garment making, I have also made a jean skirt in a chino cotton, okay, and then there's the back with the pockets. And for this one, I had a pattern, obviously, and I also had a skirt that I love that is a jean skirt. So I basically just fitted it out to that. And if you look at the bottom, instead of it coming, I hate A-line skirts where they come out like that. I always feel that they look a little bit odd on me. So you can see it has a curve, so it curves in, and I like that kind of look better. So I did change the pattern following my skirt that I had. But I like that. The only thing I'd say is I'm not overly wild about the fabric. It's a chino with a stretch in it, which sounds great, but it gets so creased. You know, it creases at the slightest thing. So that was disappointing. Maybe if I wash it more and it softens up, it will get better. I would think it will. So there's that one. And then because of course I had to make one in orange, but I didn't make a jean skirt this time. I did a skirt with a band at the top. And again, same thing. This is typical kind of thing I wear. An orange, just a plain orange skirt. I'd rather wear a skirt than shorts. So. So nobody asked me for the pattern on that, which is good because I don't have it. But I do have the pattern for the dress. The dress, the orange dress behind me, and that turquoise one are Simplicity S9328. Super fast, super simple. It has a bust start. And I'll tell you one other thing it has, and this is something this t-shirt too. It has a back seam, and that is a huge deal because a lot of us have round backs from working on computers or just being old, you know, it just comes. And having that center back seam, it's a great place to make that adjustment, just so you seam into a bit of a curve, and it will help you no end. Especially if you're one of these people that feels when you wear a high neck that it strangles you, it will just release that feeling. So that's my tip on that, and I've shown you that. Right, my granddaughter, it's her birthday next month. I asked her what she wanted, and she said, Grandma, I want one of your table mats with the chickens on. So it won't be this one because I'm going to do her a square one, but that's what she's talking about. Aren't they cute? So I serged the edge of that with 3-thread overlock and a 8-weight thread. No, 8-weight, sorry, 8-weight. It was some wonderful eleganza. But yeah, I like making those. So that's kind of on my books for tomorrow. Then, you remember I said I was trying to get organized, right? So I have, you know, I honestly, I read something today. The best way to get organized is to throw a lot of stuff out. I have to say that. But for what I've got left, I want it to be all in the same place. So I decided to make these big vinyl pouches. Okay, so that's one. And that was quick and easy. I do have some good advice to you on it, though, that you might want to remember. When it comes to ordering your vinyl, use a 12 gauge vinyl because it's soft. You know, it's not rock hard, so you can't turn it or stitch it or whatever. So this is a 12 gauge vinyl. And I got it from Amazon. But try your local sewing shops because we need to support these shops, and they likely have a good sewing weight too. So I'm not seeing any questions. I guess nobody's asking me any. So what else do I have? I have this because I like the idea of the flat one, the big flat one, for storing something like dress fabric, patterns, coats. It's a little bit large, but I also have a little bit of problem with finding somewhere to hang it, but I'm sure that's not the biggest problem. I'm sure I could sort that. So I like that size for storing stuff. Of course, you can make it smaller, but I decided I wanted one that was a bit more, I don't know, one that I could stand. So this is boxed on the bottom, and it has a handle too, but you can stand it. Yeah, you can stand it on a table. And it has a see-through section in there, so I can see what's in it. So I thought that was pretty cute, pretty easy. And I used decorative thread because you're always going to see the thread on these vinyl things. So decorative thread's always a good choice. But as I say, it has a nice boxed bottom, so I could take it to class and stand it on the table rather than a whole big one taking up the table like that other one I did. So I liked that. Oh, I know I didn't tell you, and I'm not seeing any questions. The t-shirt pattern is Woman's Everyday Tea Pattern by Ellie and Mac. Woman's Everyday Tea Pattern by Ellie and Mac. I really like it. You know, it's a quick, easy. So I've been doing a lot of work on improv type things. I've actually got more that I haven't got to a stage where I can show it to you. But I've been doing a lot on it just because I love it. I love the fact that I don't have to pre-plan the piece or cut it to perfection or sew it to perfection. You know, I just do it, cut it, and it fits in, or cut it down and it will fit in, or whatever. I like the spontaneity, the freedom of improv, and I get bored really easy sewing. If I'm doing something that's always the same, I kind of enjoy it for a while and then I don't. So anything that's different, that's constantly changing, or and this is the big thing for me. I know I can buy a quilt with a kit, and I have, and I do. But my problem with that is I know how it's going to look. And I actually like the journey of discovery, of making something where you're using different fabrics and you're going to see how they look together. And I never really worry if it doesn't look right. I mean, I think if you use lots of fabrics, you can't go wrong. As I say, if you use lots of fabrics, it takes the weight off the fabrics that don't suit you, so don't fit. But I was talking to a friend the other night, and she was working on a you know, the quilter does all the little pieces, and she said she just used all her scraps, and every time she put them together, she thought, this is going to look terrible. And she said they all look great, and I think that's true about scrappy. You know, anything goes. So I have been doing a lot of work on improv, and I know I haven't got the pieces. They're actually on my wall over there, but I'm still going down that journey. I call it improvish because it's not quite as improv as I'd like to be. But this is more improv, and this is the star. That's improv. And this is the table runner that we're doing in the online club. And what they'll do is they'll put the improv star together. The circles they can sew on later, put the binding on, and then we use the serger to put the binding on with cording, which I think really sharpens it up, don't you? I think it really looks good. So yes, so my improv is still, I'm still exploring improv and enjoying it. But I can't decide whether I want to become an improv genius or an art quilt genius. I tell you, my sewing journeys, over the years, I've been going to do jewelry, you name it, I've done it. Machine knitting, everything. Everything's a voyage of discovery, and I enter it with great enthusiasm, and then I find I get bored. That is me. But I did do this quilt. Now, I didn't design it. It's designed, I did give the name of it the other day. If anybody's interested, I will look it up and put it in the note. Well, I haven't got notes, but I'll write it in the message area. Because I can't think of the name of it or where I put the pattern. But it was in a magazine. It's no longer exists. But I just love this just because it's totally different. And I did enjoy doing that. And I'm really slow to do the quilting. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I have done quite a bit because if any of you know me, I've been playing at free motion quilting, which I do enjoy. You know, I do enjoy, but I don't get to do it enough. But isn't that fun? So I would really like to do more art quilts, but I think I'd rather do my own design just because then it's different. I'm thinking a London bus always fancied doing a London bus. And then I was thinking of doing Buckingham Palace roof with a couple of pigeons. See, that's how my mind is. Things stay with me for weeks and months, and I think, yeah, do those pigeons in pink. So yes, it's no fun not being normal. So yeah, I don't see any questions coming through, which is kind of weird. Can somebody just say to me whether I'm missing the questions or whether it could... I did see some questions at the beginning, so I think I would see them if they came in. Let me just go out and try again. I can hear you. Thank you. What fabric did you use in the quilt? Well, guess what? It is the Marcia Durst fabric that I used in that handbag, and I just ordered a bundle of it. And it's very, I got it and I thought, what on earth am I going to do with it? Because it's kind of a project all in itself. You know, it comes in circles and squares, and it's fun. So I thought definitely it was great for this project because I had buildings and it even had doors and things. So I used the doors. Let me show you again. I used the doors. See, I used the doors where the doors need to go. So that was kind of super fun. Did I show that well enough? So it's Marcia Durst, and it's also the same that I used for this bag. Okay, there's the front. So just very different. Collagey, you know, just very different. I love collagey stuff. See the back, you wouldn't know it was all the same piece of material, would you? But it is. So Marcia Durst. And I actually ordered some fabric. I know his name's Seth. That's something. At least I knew his first name. I've also ordered some fabric that's coming out in August. It's by Free Spirit, and it's a designer called Seth something. And that again is very interesting, very different. So I'm kind of excited about that coming too. So I'm just checking for questions. Some of you are having a hard time hearing me. Let me see if I can do anything about that. I did change my setup tonight, so that could be some of it. I can... Microphone. Right, I've turned the microphone up, so that should help. Thanks for saying that. Yes, so as I was saying at the beginning, I've changed my setup again, so it could be that's why I wanted to use it tonight, so that we could see what faults there were, problems. Can somebody that was complaining about the volume report back and say whether it's better? Okay, good. So yes, that is about it. As I said, I'm making an orange skort. I'm making Claire's chicken thing. I'm also, when I go to class and people have problems with their machines, they always need something like the wire or a red Allen key or a pair of scissors or an undo or whatever. And I never have them with me because I leave them in my bag or something like that. So I'm thinking of making a small pouch using the vinyl, the 12 gauge vinyl, so that I have something that I can put over my shoulder so that when I sit down at somebody's table, I have everything I need to fix their machine if that's what they need. So yes, because I'm going to Baby Lock Tech in a few weeks, and then I come back and I'm going to Michigan in September, Lakeshore Sewing for quite a few days. And then I'm going to Ohio and teaching there. And I haven't decided on the projects. And I think I have one other event in Florida, and that will be me for this year. And I don't know how much I'll go out next year. I'm really enjoying the online. I'm feeling so much better for not traveling all the time. And, you know, that is a consideration, you know, it helps me. And so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So do I have any questions? I don't think there's anything else I have made recently, although, the only other thing is the table runner, which actually I haven't done anything with. And this is much the same as the topper they're going to do, but I use different, I didn't do the scrappiness on the square, on the points of the star. And if you look at that, all the points of the star are different sizes, because that's what improv is. You don't have a pattern, you just do it. I did use, you can see this one here, I did use piecing on this one, but the other two are not pieced with scraps. But yeah, I like that too. Should do it in Christmas colours for Christmas, shouldn't I? That won't happen. So, right, do I have any other questions? I don't think I have anything else that I've been working on, although I'm planning on doing some new things. But I have got most of it finished. It's just a hem here, my quilting on my art quilt, and I'm pretty well caught up. So I'm quite proud of myself for that. And I have got to do the hand sewing on that collar, and then that's done. So those of you that are having a hard time hearing me, can you let me know whether it's better when I turned it up? Okay, well listen, I think that's it. I don't see any other comments. I hope you all have a great week. I won't be here next week. I might not be here, I won't be here the following week because I will be at Baby Lock Tech. So we'll be about 3 weeks before my next one. I do want to say that the online serger club comes to an end, I think in September. Yes, September. And then we'll be starting a new one after that. So it'll be session 2. So other than that, I think that's it. And thanks for joining me. And I hope you all have a great week. Stay dry. I know there's a lot of wet weather out there, so take care. And I'll see you soon. Good night. At Somewhere Sewing Ohio, but we will get that sorted hopefully this week.